I'm in trouble and I need help. These are the words that came out of my mouth not too long ago. Fortunately, I am a licensed mental health therapist and I can see the warning signs of burnout, and I reached out to a colleague. You see, I was sitting with a client that I've been helping with a very difficult case for a very long time. When this client came in on this particular day, the only thought I have would really, I have to listen to this story one more time. It was alarming to me. And so I reached out for help. And that's why we're going to talk about Burnout 101, recognizing the stages of burnout, how to prevent burnout, and possibly how to get out of burnout. For me, the alarm bells started a little bit sooner than that. That was just the first time I reached out for help. The alarm is the first response to stress. And it's things like maybe your heart rate is elevated, your blood pressure is elevated. Perhaps you're using substances like wine, weed, or other prescribed substances more than normal. Maybe you're not sleeping as well. Maybe you're not eating as healthy as you should be. The alarm also went off the week before when a colleague called and asked to collaborate on a case. And I listened to 15 minutes and she said, "So, what are your thoughts?" And I had to really say, I'm going to ask for compassion and understanding right now because I'm exhausted and I did not hear one word you said, not one. And we talked about whether or not I was heading towards an unhealthy place. Again, it wasn't for another week or two that I really realized I was in an unhealthy place. That alarm sense is what our body does when we are in fight, flight, or freeze mode. And I was definitely getting to a place where I was in the freeze mode. I couldn't handle anything. Men and women tend to handle burnout a little bit differently. For men, it's often depersonalization, where they're very detached from everybody. Everything seems a little dreamlike. They're very removed from any feelings. It can happen to women too, but these are the two that are different. For women, it seems to be the emotional exhaustion. For both people, genders, male and female, it can be both physical and emotional exhaustion, but it just seems to be there's a little bit difference for both men and women. For myself, it was that emotional exhaustion. I didn't really feel physically tired. I just couldn't deal with anything. So getting my help, I realized I needed time down. For me, I'm one of those people who love to be back in nature. That fills my cup back up. I know I needed silence. From the beginning of the pandemic, I found out that we were just all over burnt out, and I truly was experiencing that. Resistance. That resistance phase is phase 2 of the stress responses. And that's when our parasympathetic nervous systems comes into play and helps us calm down. And so we might be calm for a little bit, but then we keep adding stress and we keep feeling that stress and not dealing with the stress. And so again, it's overwhelming and we do tend to shut down. We do have that depersonalization. And the next phase is that exhaustion phase where we just keep suppressing all of this and our immune system becomes compromised. And it is in this stage that I reached that I just needed to have time out. You know, one of the things that we realize is that people can't keep putting stress on before your body will break down. And oftentimes people will either find themselves in their physician's office or have a total mental health breakdown before they realize that they are in burnout. Often clients will come to me and say they can't find a single physical reason for what I'm experiencing, either the migraine headaches, the GI problems. And I will look at the burnout stage and see if people are not taking care of themselves. Often burnout comes because we don't want to deal with the really hard stuff in our life. The tough emotions, whether it's from a divorce or a family member passing away, COVID, we've experienced that. And so we keep pushing this away because we don't want to deal with it. Guess what? We need to deal with it. We need to be with those feelings, express those feelings in order to release the energy. We know that burnout is extremely preventable. There isn't a night that I don't take my dog to the dog park. He is a therapy dog. And so he gets to be able to run around the park for a while and be a puppy again. And I get to release my brain, think about what it's gone very well in my day, what I want to change and what I have to do tomorrow. And then I start tuning in to just nature and being out in that dog park, listening to the dogs laugh and giggle in their own little barking ways. It's my time to just release. There's another way that we can let the body heal, and as throughout the end of our day, is to actually, before you walk in the house, is to create tension in your body with everything that you've got, every muscle, every fiber, and it just starts to gently. And then you just let it go. Try it. It feels amazing. Again, it's that tension. We need to let the body work through the stress. One of the things that we tell people is just go relax, go relax. That doesn't work. We can relax all we want, but if we don't let our body have that tension moment and be able to work through the stress, we're not going to be able to relax. Go relax, go relax. Then you feel more tense that you can't relax. So we get rid of our tension by learning how to meditate. Yoga is still the number one thing to do for your body, to be in touch with your body. Doing that tension exercise and then letting it go feels phenomenal. You can do that several times throughout the day. Jump on your bike when you get home. Go for a long walk. Get physical to let your body be able to release some of the tension. One of the other things I think that we are not listening to is that we're not connecting. I'm still going to talk about that. I found myself guilty of that today as I realized a girlfriend hasn't been feeling for a while. And I sent her a text. And I thought, what am I doing? Call this person, check in on this person, let this person know that I actually am there for that person and that I care. That is still number one. For years to come, we are going to be experiencing the deep sense of isolation from COVID. Many businesses, large businesses, are not going back to the office, and people are isolating. Thumbs are the enemy. They might be great on a Game Boy, and you might be isolating that way, but thumbs and texting and seeing how people are not the way to help people. It's not the way to help get through burnout. It's to be with others. It's to connect. It's to have a safe space that you can say, I'm struggling right now. I need help. But that's not our human way, is to raise our hand and say, I need help. Prevent it. Eat a healthy diet. Have wonderful, healthy snacks throughout the day. Get exercise. Have exercise snacks throughout your day. I keep weights and a foam roller not too far away from me so I can have my snacks throughout the day, and I feel better just by moving, by walking around the office, by going outside and sitting in the sun for 2 minutes, doing that tension and release, and connecting with others. That's one of the hugest ones we can do to not prevent. We're not in this alone. So please, if you feel like you're experiencing things like fatigue, cynicism, can't sleep, not eating well, reach out to a professional and get some help. Certainly reach out to others and connect. Burnout is a very serious disorder, and we need to tune into it and pay attention to it and help one another prevent it and also get out of it. So also recognize the signs in your own family members or your own friends and be able to say, do you think you're experiencing burnout? It's a serious situation. Thank you for listening. I'm Patty Muller. I appreciate you being here.